Hello there. This is your Cyber Griffin's coach with another CyberPatriots briefing. Today we have a really interesting challenge related to how Microsoft Windows manages disk drives and disk space. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Here's our standard competition desktop, and we can see right away that there's a forensics question. We want to start with our forensics question, so go ahead and open that file. Forensics questions are formatted the same way with the instructions at the top. Let's drive down to the question itself. Sneaky Pete has created a hidden partition on the USB removable drive connected to this computer. What is the name of the volume in that hidden partition? Let's break this question down. We know that there's a removable drive, a USB drive, connected to the computer, so we're going to need to find that. But once we find that, there also is a hidden partition on that drive. Since we're going to be working with files and folders and drives, let's start with Windows Explorer, which is going to open up to our quick access view. We click on this PC, and that gives us more information about devices and drives connected to the computer. We see our C disk, we see a DVD drive, and we see this drive called Toshiba USB. Now this is probably the USB drive connected, but again it said we're looking for a hidden partition. So I don't think this is the name that we're looking for. If you don't know what to do to manage a partition, Windows is actually really helpful here. And we can start by clicking on the Windows key at the bottom and typing the word partition. And you'll see right away it recommends create and format hard disk partitions. When we click that, it opens a window called Disk Management, and this in fact is exactly where we want to be. Now, if you already knew that you needed disk management, there's another way to be able to get here. You can hold down the Windows key and type the letter X, and it will open an expanded menu. Remember, Windows X gives you your expanded Windows menu. And here we find disk management, which would bring us back to this exact same window. Let's take a moment to look around. At the top, we have a table with a whole bunch of information about the disk drives. We see our C disk, some partitions that don't have letters, a D drive, another partition without a letter, and our Toshiba USB E drive. Now, each disk, for example, disk 0, can be split into one or more partitions. In this case, there are 3. This partition is connected to the C volume, which is what you normally think of as your C drive. There are 2 other partitions that are in here that are hidden from you, and they're used by Microsoft Windows to help keep your computer healthy. Not only do we not need to deal with those, but we also kind of want to leave them alone. Messing with anything on this disk could render your computer unbootable. So let's see what else we have here. Down at the very bottom, we have our DVD drive. Nothing interesting to see there. But on disk 1, which we see here is a removable disk, there is an E volume called Toshiba USB and another volume called Secret Vol. And it looks like that's the one that we're looking for. So let's take that name, Secret Vol, and go ahead and put it in our forensics question. Click on the forensics question, highlight over where it says type answer here. And type in the name Secret Vol. Now we're going to save this and close it out. If we got our answer correct, in just a few minutes, the scoring engine will come up and tell us that we've earned points. While we're waiting for that to happen, let's go ahead and take a look closer at Secret Vol. There's our scoring engine. It looks like we got the answer correct. Great job. This Secret Vol is interesting, though, because it doesn't show up in our files and folders in Explorer. There is a way to be able to make it show up. I can right-click on the Secret Vol, and I can change drive letters and paths. From here, I will add in a drive letter. Let's choose something further down the line so it doesn't get in trouble, like S. We don't want to pick something like F or G because if we had another device that we connected, it would step over the top of those letters and it would give us a weird drive mapping. So let's choose S for now. When I click OK on S, you'll see that it assigns an S here, and immediately it's as if I've connected a new drive to the device. If I go back over here, I see that I now have an S drive called Secret Vol, and double clicking on it shows me that there in fact are some very interesting files that Sneaky Pete has hidden here. So as you can see, Windows Disk Management gives you some capability to be able to look for some unknown partitions that may be parts of disk drives. Now, I'll tell you, I seriously doubt that we'll run into anything quite this detailed in CyberPatriot, but understanding how Windows management, how disk management handles disk drives under the covers can help you to be able to understand the security state of a computer better. Let's take a look at what we've learned today. We talked about Windows drives and how they're managed. We talked about disk storage structures. Disks are split into partitions. Partitions are assigned drive letters called volumes. In most cases, you can call a drive, a volume, a partition the same thing. If you call it your C drive, your C disk, your C volume, you're really talking about the same answer. Why do we care? Well, we care because hidden drives and volumes can be used to hide data or in some cases hacking tools. But more important to that, understanding the disk structure really helps you to be able to assess the security state of a computer. I hope that you've enjoyed this cyber briefing, and I hope that this helps you as you get ready to compete in the CyberPatriot program. Have a great day.